go. I am going to call the roll. When I say your name, please say present. If you are present by Zoom, please say present by Zoom. Mr. Rob Garrigan,
Present.
Mr. Perry Turner,
Present.
Ms. Kim Hagler,
Present by Zoom.
Mr. Barry Patrick,
Present.
and Mr. Brian Emmons.
Present.
I am going to call the roll. When I say your name, you're not going to hear me twice. Okay.
All right, everybody would please stand up, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
Read the mission statement. In partnership with and in service to our community, the Fulton County Board of Education provides leadership, acquires, and allocates resources that enable all students to achieve a productive life through quality education. All right, I need a motion to approve last month's meeting minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. All right, we have any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, approved 2021 with the independent non-resident contract and 21-22 with an independent non-resident contract revised.
Revised.
Yes.
All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda as revised.
Motion to approve the agenda as revised.
I second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. All right, we have any community input?
I did not receive any.
All right, moved on to superintendent notification personnel action.
All right, cafeteria, we've hired Jay Eeks, Ronika Blair. Our digital learning coach is Kerry McConnell. We hired a new bus monitor, Mr. Garrett Wilkerson, substitute teacher, Brooke Mueller, student bus monitor, Katie Baggett, and then a substitute classified employee, Penny Fleming,
Katie Lane.
and substitute teacher Katie Lang. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. Now moving on to the superintendent report.
All right, one of my professional growth goals this year is to work on managerial leadership and with the focus being on the budget so that I can have a good working knowledge of the budget. So on Monday, Jennifer and Ms. Diane and I met on the working budget and we went line by line trying to make sure that we maximize our revenue and to ensure that our expenditures were physically responsible. I'm confident this budget is sound and doable for the district this year. I want to commend Jennifer Davis, our finance officer, for working tedious hours on this budget and coaching me through this budget. I really do appreciate it, Miss Jennifer. Years ago, y'all, we're close to not being able to make a payroll. But when she presents her report tonight, I think it's going to be part of the wow factor. I think it'll be something that we're proud of. And thank you, Miss Jennifer, for all your service and hard work to Fulton County Schools.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. All right, administrative team reports. Anybody have any questions or comments for anybody? All right. We need a motion to approve the Murray Head Start contract.
This is a contract that we approve every year with Murray Head Start for our preschool program and our early Head Start program. So I recommend that we approve the MOA for Murray Head Start contract.
I make a motion to approve the Murray Head Start contract.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. We need to approve the MOA for the KCTC dual credit.
We also approve this each year. This is our agreement with WKCTC on our dual credit courses. I recommend that we approve this dual credit MOA.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Review the non-resident student numbers.
I would defer to our interim VPP, Ms. Ellen Murphy, to go over these non-resident numbers.
This year, you all can see that we have 50 students who reside in Fulton City that are coming to us to receive their education. You can also see that we have 2 students from Hickman County that are coming to us. Graves County, we have 4, Carlisle County 1, Callaway 0, Paducah Tillman 0. So those are our numbers this year of students that are out of our county that are coming to us to receive their learning.
Moving on to number 9, we need to approve the non-resident contract, union all contracts for Callaway County, Graves County, Carlisle County, Mayfield City, McCracken County, Paducah Independent, Ballard County, and Hickman County for the 2021-2022 school year.
I recommend that we approve.
No, let's
We'll
just
do
say,
it. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. I
Motion
recommend-
to approve, Mr. Chair.
I'll second that.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
2021 for the Fulton Independent contract. We want to discuss it.
Ms. Murphy is going. I did VP.
We don't have a contract with them for this school year. I think you all realize that as of today. So what I feel like we should do, Ms. Chambers feels like we should do, is to redo our contract and tell them that we would agree to 46 students. That's what we had at the end of last year, Fulton City Kids. And so that's what we would go into a contract with them for this school year, 46 kids. Now for 2021, we have 50 kids there. So that's the contract that we should be working on now. But we're doing 2 contracts at this time because we didn't have one with them for this school year. And we've been told as of today that we have to have something by October 1. So I recommend that we send the contract back to them for this school year for 46 kids so that we can receive that funding for transportation and ADA, which I don't think we're going to receive anything for ADA, but and then for 2021-22 year, the contract would be for 50 students if they're not going to do any and all with us, like what we do with everyone else. So that's what I recommend that we go ahead and do. I'll just stop there. Ms. Patrice, you can add to it.
I'll make a recommendation that we approve the revised non-resident contract for Fulton Independent for the 2021 school year and the 21-22 school years.
But this does limit us to that number, correct?
Mm-hmm.
For funding.
For funding, but we can accept them without funding, just like we've been doing, correct?
Yes,
So,
Yeah.
We still will get the federal money as
yes, yes.
Because of the new law, I don't see how we cannot do something with them.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd rather do any and all and let it be the child's parent's choice. Where
it should
they,
be, because they're paying taxes to
That's
go
right.
here.
Motion to approve the new revised non-residential contract for Fulton Independent, 2021 and 2021-22 school year.
I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Don't like it, but anyways. We need to approve the emergency certification for Dory Sheehan.
Ms. Sheehan needs 2 classes before she can enter into the OutCert program. So we need to do an emergency certification for her. So I'll make a recommendation that we approve the emergency certification for Ms. Dory Sheehan.
make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
You're up, Miss Jennifer.
Okay. Ms. Kim, you should be able to see the working budget on your KSBA meeting page. And I'm passing out everybody else a hard copy. Because this was not ready when the packets went out on Monday. We had not finished going over it. Go to page 3. If we just hitting the highlights of this budget. You see, right there in the middle of page 3 is the on behalf payments. I want you to look at last year's actual on behalf payments. There it's $1,561,000. So when we go to page 4, to the total revenues for this budget, you're gonna see last year actuals at $6,564,000. And you're looking at working budget here of $5,007,000. So you're thinking, what happened to that money? On behalf payments are the payments that KDE makes us record the revenue and expense for what they pay on the school's behalf, every school district, for health insurance, for, there's part of it that's technology for the internet, or not really the internet, but the service of computers, and then part of the retirement and different stuff like that, payroll related. They go in that, which is $1.5 million. So if you take that from the $6,564,000, last year's actual was $5,002,000 and change. So our budget this year is $5,007,000, which is only a difference of $4,407. So basically, what we spent last year is what we budgeted this year. I mean, it's pretty flat. We go to page 7. So your total expenses in page 7 for Fund 1 is down here. You take the 5 million and subtract off the on behalf and subtract off our carryover, which is right at 900,000. Then you're at 4,103,000 against a budget of 5,007,000, which you have to take on behalfs are not in there. But if you add the 899, almost 900 to the 4,103,000, which is the total expenses less on behalfs, is at 5,002,000. So we have to budget for the whole 5,007,000 in revenue. We have to hold back at least 2% in contingency. Last year, and you'll see the contingency line right above the total expenditures there. Last year, the contingency was, and of course, last year's budget was actuals, and we don't spend anything out of contingency. So last year, we had held back 352,000. This year, we're holding back 367,000, which is 7.9%, which is great that we're able to. KD requires 2%, that we're able to hold back 7.9, almost 8% in contingency, which that also becomes part of the carryover every year. So if you don't hold any back, you're not going to have any carryover. And as we see, we saw a couple of years ago when we were down to 100, right under 150,000. That's not good. Our salary and benefits. Typically, you want to stay under 70% of your budget of salary and benefits for Fund 1. Our salary and benefits are 61.84% of the budget. So we're still under the goal. And then you'll also see in there the budgets for Fund 2, which is all of our grants and all, and there's very little budgeting and then for the rest of it, but it's all there for you to look at and review. But Fund 1 is the main meat and potatoes of our budget.
Any questions for Ms. Jennifer? Thank you, Ms. Jennifer. All right, we won't separate anything out on the monthly reports.
You need to approve.
Oh,
You gotta
we got approved. My bad, excuse me. I'm thinking it's your finance report, that's good.
Make recommendation that we approve the 2021 working budget.
Make a motion to approve it. I second that motion.
All those in favor say aye. So moved. Got nothing more. Go ahead, Mr. Chairman, you go again.
Okay, page 4.
I'll put it all together.
Our actuals, year to date, which is 2 months worth of revenues, 525,000. Against the budget of 5,000,007, which is, we collected 10.49% of the budget. Last year, we had collected 473,854 against a budget of 4,009,000, which was 9.65% of the budget. So pretty much the same, very little change to page 8. Total expenses for 2 months, 432,000. Against the same budget of 5,007,000, 8.64% of the budget, and last year we had spent 459,000 of the 4,009,000, which was 9.37. So pretty much the same. It is good that we're taking in more than we're letting go, even at this point. Some months, in very few months, do we ever have revenue, expenses more than revenue. I don't think ever. Since I've been here, that we're in a month in the red. I think every month's always in the black. But of course, in the first few months, we don't have a ton because we get most of our tax revenue in December. And then again, in motor vehicles in May. So that's where our big money comes from.
Any questions, Ms. Jennifer now? Thank you again, Ms. Jennifer.
Mhm.
Now we move on to the monthly bills here. Anybody wants to put anything out or just pay the bills or how we gonna do it this month?
Motion to pay the bill.
I second.
All those in favor say aye. So moved.
Aye.
Any discussion items? All right. We need a motion to move into closed session per KRS 61.8101F for purpose of personnel action.
Make a motion to go into closed session by KRS 1.810 for the purpose of personnel.
I second that motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And bear with me, guys. I'm gonna take you off of live.
Thank you.